People, welcome to Newspaper Breakdown. It's the 8th of the 12th. I hope we're all in a direction. We've got news stories to go through, a lot of news stories, of course, as always. We'll start with a follow-on for a piece of news. Yesterday, ministers have now greenlit the first new UK coal mine in 30 years. A year after the UK lobbied COP26 to consign coal to history, because irony's dead now. There's no hope. The move has been condemned by the government's official climate advisors, because even they think it's a fucking mad idea. It will create 500 new jobs, which is a plus. And could release as much climate heating pollution as putting 200,000 extra cars on the road. So hopefully those 500 people with their new jobs can have a little bit of fun before the world ends. Don't forget to recycle, of course, because that's going to severely help. At COP27 this year, Sunak pledged to make the UK a clean energy superpower. I'm not sure how he plans on doing that. Maybe destroy the country enough so that we can somehow invent Captain Planet to come and help us all. Because claiming to be a clean energy superpower and then greenlighting the first UK coal mine in 30 years doesn't exactly go together. It would be like saying you're not going to murder anyone and then drop a nuke on someone. Sunak also, we've got more on Sunak because he's doing such a stellar job, really is, and what a nice man. His tax giveaway to banks over the autumn statement was expected to lose the UK economy over 4 billion in tax revenue, but good news, with higher than expected bank revenues, that has forced the OBR to revisit their forecast and move it up to £7.3 billion in total. That is going to be tax revenue that we will not receive. So do not forget, there's no money. We're all out of money. All out of money. Because we've given it all away to rich people. This all comes from the surcharge on banking profits that were cut from 8% to 3%. And at no point did the banks ask for this. At absolutely no point were banks begging, saying, listen, we've got hardly any money, we need to pay less tax. That didn't happen. That did not occur. Sunak was just helping out good buddies. The Resolute Foundation warned 1.3 million people, including 500,000 children, are set to be pushed into poverty next year because of a lack of support from struggling families. That is on top of the millions already in poverty, by the way. So an extra 1.3 million people, 500,000 children pushed into poverty, and we have cut taxes on banks. That's the fucking idea. At no point can anyone tell me that, Tories are just trying their best. They're just trying their best. They're just human beings. No. If you are selecting to do a tax break for banks that they didn't ask for and do not need, whilst also pushing 1.3 million extra people into poverty, including 500,000 children, and we've already got something like 4 million children in poverty anyway, that's not you're doing your best. That is evil. You are purposefully putting people into poverty and allowing rich people to get richer. That is what you are doing. It's not, you can't hide that behind, we're all the same, you shouldn't treat the government bad. This is exactly what they're doing. They're not hiding it. This isn't secret. Next story, Education Secretary Gillian Keegan has said she does not believe white privilege is a fact and argued that it should not be taught as such in schools. She is wrong. Not going into it, if you do not believe that white privilege is a thing, you're a fucking idiot. There are, of course, nuances. You have a look at the figures in education, you'll see that the most disadvantaged seems to be working class white boys, but that is one thing on a bigger scale. And so white privilege is something that should be taught with nuance. I understand that children would understand a touch of nuance. We've got more than 3 million low-income households cannot afford to heat their homes with a dangerously cold weather front arriving from the Arctic. So thanks to the Arctic for that. The UK Health Security Agency has issued a cold weather alert recommending vulnerable people heat their homes to at least 18 degrees, wear an extra layer and eat hot food to protect themselves, all of which costs money that they do not necessarily have. Ministers also have confirmed that people in more than 300 postcodes in England and Wales would receive a cold weather payment in the coming days, which is a £25 payment that is triggered when the temperature is 0 degrees or less for 7 days in a row. Now let's take that £25 and you get that. Here's your £25 back. Lovely. You need to heat your home, put on an extra layer and eat warm food. Now, warm food, hot food, I know you listen to the likes of Lee Anderson, he says, oh, it's only 30p. That doesn't take into account the actual cost of heating, putting a fire, cooking shit. So all of that costs money. I'm going to give vulnerable people, here's £25, enjoy yourselves, have fun. It may be cheaper to actually set that £25 on fire and hope that it is flammable long enough to cook something on top of it. According to a new report by Chris Whitty, he's back, isn't that nice? Eco-design wood-burning stoves produce 450 times more air pollution than gas central heating, with older stoves now banned from sale, providing 3,500 times more, and electric heating producing none. Produce no air pollution. It's one of those things that you see often, too much really, where you see something that's eco-friendly and then you look into it and it never fucking is. It's the same as like the Qatar World Cup being net zero, and you actually look into it and it's fucking not. It's the constant lies that we're told in an attempt to market stuff. Air pollution was chosen as the focus for Chris Whitty's 2022 annual report. The report estimates that 26,000 to 38,000 deaths a year are caused from outdoor air pollution. No estimates for indoor pollution because there isn't enough research to be able to create an estimate from it. Air pollution is a major. I gave up smoking, and a lot of me considers what's the fucking point, because I walk outside and the air pollution in London is dangerous. This is the thing. I might as well carry on smoking because the chance will be fucking healthier. The report noted that most types of air pollution have dropped, which is good news. Plus in the last 50 years, but the evidence of the harm caused by dirty air, even at low levels, has been rising rapidly, with scientists now believing it damages every organ in the body. Not even fucking smoking damages every organ in the body, for Christ's sake. You have to like smoke and drink to cover as many as you can. The government are really the only people who can do anything about this. It's the government's job. It's such a big thing trying to remove air pollution that an individual can't do it. It has to be the government making changes. However, the government have recently missed a legal deadline to put a new air pollution target into law in October. So although our government are the only people to do it, you do have to take into consideration that our government are fucking useless. And many urban areas still have illegal levels of nitrogen dioxide pollution. No local authority with a smoke control area has issued a fine in the last 5 years, despite over 8,000 complaints being lodged. So all over, this is from government to local government, every single one of them have been fucking useless. And as with a lot of things where the government is useless on, or those in power are useless, it costs lives. This is it. It's not, oh, well, you missed the bus, you can get the fucking next one. No, it's, oh, you missed the bus, well, now everyone's dead. Final bits of news. You've got Iran has announced its first execution of a protester convicted over the recent anti-government unrest. Mohsen Shekari was hanged on Thursday after being found guilty by a revolutionary court of enmity against God. That entire fucking sentence is madness, by the way. That suggests, and I don't like it, I've said a few things about my dislike of religion. One of the bits that really gets me is when the real religious nutjobs, like governments, when they speak on behalf of God. Could you think how arrogant are you as a person that you believe that you can speak on behalf of someone that you consider a God, all powerful, sees everything, does everything, created everything, and you can fucking speak for him? Wind it in. Absolute wind it in. Also important to remember, lefties tend to be not against Iran as they potentially should be, because just like all the others, every country in this fucking world, or majority, they are also murdering bastards. Like the US, like the UK, like fucking Israel, like Iran, Iraq, fucking all of these under the thumb, China, Russia. There are so many bad fucking countries in this place. Finally, the CBI has urged the government to decide quickly which industries will receive energy support from next spring, with hundreds of companies waiting for their bills to more than double. It's just another news story about the government not doing its fucking job, which seemingly is a daily statement. I mean, the other news stories you've got is Musk is being under investigation from the San Francisco authorities for putting beds in the Twitter headquarters. That's mainly owing to the fact that it's a commercial building and you can't just randomly put beds in for his staff to sleep. It's also worth remembering that he likes to talk about being hardcore and work at Twitter, hardcore. Doing more work than what you're being paid for is stupid. It's not impressive. It's showing that your life is worth less, and I don't think that's right. So I'm done there. That's it. So I shall catch you all tomorrow. Thanks, bye.